Hi, I just want to let you know that the Anxiety Wizard program is now open. Anxiety Wizard is a treatment strategy, a self-help CBT treatment strategy for panic, anxiety, depression and stress. Now, you might wonder how a program, albeit with 150 videos, can deal adequately with panic, anxiety, depression and stress. And the reason it works effectively, in my opinion, is this. Anxiety Wizard uses what's called a trance diagnostic approach. And by that I mean it looks and it works at the level of the processes which cause the problem that you're struggling with. So for instance, if you said, I have a problem with anxiety, I would say, well, actually, no, you have a problem with what's creating your anxiety. The anxiety is simply a consequence of what's creating it. You have a problem with depression, but actually it's the processes beneath the surface that are causing the depression, and the depression is just what you experience. And so we're always looking in Anxiety Wizard at the cause of the problem, not so much at what the problem is, because the problem is, anxiety, panic, depression or stress, but these are not the critical things. So for instance, if we think about anxiety, because panic is a version of anxiety, it's an anxiety disorder, we can say with absolute certainty that if you're struggling with anxiety, your brain is overestimating the threat that you're experiencing in life. Now, if you're familiar with my work, you'll recognize that there are two realities. There is external reality, which is this bookcase behind me, and then there's internal reality, which is the reality that my brain creates and that I experience. You don't experience the world, you experience your internal reality version of the world, and these are not the same thing. In your internal reality version, your brain is creating the experience of being at risk in some form. Hence, you have the fight or flight arousal that your brain is putting in place because you're going to need to do something immediate or pretty soon to survive or to run or to hide or something like that. So your brain is creating anxiety as a way of keeping you safe. I know it seems strange, but that's what the physiological arousal is about, right? It's preparedness to do something dramatic. In external reality, however, you're perfectly safe, right? So therefore, we know with absolute certainty that the processes that are going on in your brain that create this feeling of anxiety are overestimating the threat you're under. That is a trance diagnostic approach that looks at the more basic process because you get much more mileage at doing that. Equally well, if you struggle with depression, we can say with absolute certainty that your brain is running some programs in here, in internal reality, that underestimate your strengths and resources and overestimate your faults and feelings. Therefore, in internal reality, your world, the world that you live in here, is distorted in a negative way. Although, in fairness, everyone's world is distorted to some degree, but with depression, it's distorted more in a negative way, and it's much less distorted, if we could say that, in a positive way. So, Anxiety Wizard looks at the processes that create your experience of the problem. It looks at the stuff behind the scenes, and that's why it offers a really interesting and useful way forward. So self-help CBT is a tool set that enables you to learn how to become your own therapist. It gives you everything that you need, it teaches you everything that you need, and it guides you so that you learn to become your own therapist. And when you are your own therapist, you don't need a therapist. So check out Anxiety Wizard. I know you're going to find it interesting. It's a one-stop shop for panic, anxiety, depression and stress, and therefore it's likely to be really useful. And you know the best bit? The mental health treatment system, in my opinion, is broken, and so I've made Anxiety Wizard so inexpensive that you can be subscribed for as long as you want and it will not break the bank. I hope you find this interesting, and I look forward to seeing you on the inside of Anxiety Wizard.